Welcome back to Tales of the Dark. Tonight's story is not about a haunted cabin, not about a graveyard, not about something hiding in an old house. Tonight we are talking about a road trip, a simple drive, two friends, one highway, miles of empty darkness, and a road that should have ended but didn't. If you've ever driven late at night with no cars around you, keep listening, because some roads don't lead somewhere, some roads lead back. It happened 3 summers ago. My best friend Marcus and I were driving from Nevada to Oregon. Nothing dramatic, just 2 guys trying to save money by skipping flights. We had snacks, music, coffee, a full tank of gas, and 14 hours of road ahead. The first few hours were perfect. Sunset behind us, orange sky fading into purple, windows cracked, music loud, laughing about old memories. That kind of drive you remember for years. By 11 p.m. everything changed. The road narrowed, no more towns, no more gas stations, no headlights coming the other way, just long stretches of black highway cutting through open land. Marcus looked at the GPS. It says stay on this road for another 90 miles. I looked outside. There was nothing, no fences, no lights, no buildings, just darkness, the kind that feels thick, the kind that feels alive. Around midnight our radio started crackling, then static, then a voice, very faint, like someone whispering through water. Marcus lowered the volume. We listened. At first it sounded random, then we heard words. Turn around. We both laughed nervously, probably interference. Then louder this time. Turn around now. Marcus shut the radio off completely. Silence filled the car, real silence, no music. No voices, just tires humming on asphalt. Then I noticed something in the rearview mirror. Headlights far behind us, 2 small white dots. Finally, Marcus said, another car, but the lights never got closer, never farther. They stayed the exact same distance, mile after mile. 20 minutes passed. Still there, perfectly centered behind us. No lane changes, no movement, just following. Marcus sped up, so did they. He slowed down, so did they. I stopped joking after that. At 12:37 a.m. we passed a road sign. Welcome to Dry Creek, population 41. We both looked relieved. Civilization, but when we entered town there was nothing. No houses, no gas station, no store, no people. Only one long street with boarded buildings on both sides, and every porch light was on. Marcus whispered, this place is dead. We drove faster. As we passed the last building I looked left through the window. Every house had someone standing on the porch, not moving, just watching the road. Men, women, children, perfectly still. No blinking, no waving, no faces I could make out, just shapes standing in silence. I told Marcus to floor it. He already was. When we finally left town, the headlights were still behind us. Same distance, same speed. Then our GPS spoke, but we had muted it an hour earlier. It said make a U-turn, then again, make a U-turn, then again. But this time the voice wasn't robotic anymore. It sounded human, female, soft, whispering, please come back. Marcus unplugged the GPS. The screen stayed on, route recalculating, please come back, route recalculating, please come back. He threw it into the back seat. Neither of us spoke for a while. We were both pretending not to panic. Then I looked at the gas gauge, half tank, 10 minutes later, empty. Marcus hit the dashboard. That's impossible. The engine coughed once, then again. The headlights behind us grew brighter. For the first time all night, they were getting closer. Marcus gripped the steering wheel so hard his knuckles turned white. The gas needle sat below empty. The engine sputtered again, then steadied, then sputtered harder. Each cough from the hood sounded like a warning. Behind us, those headlights were closer now. No longer tiny dots, they were large, bright. Too bright, flooding the inside of our car with pale white light every time the road curved. I turned in my seat to look back, still couldn't make out the vehicle. Only light, no grille, no shape, no engine sound, just headlights moving in silence. Marcus muttered, this isn't real. I didn't answer because part of me was thinking the same thing. The road ahead stretched straight into darkness. No turnoffs, no signs, no towns, nothing. Then suddenly a neon glow appeared in the distance. Blue, flickering, weak. At first I thought it was another hallucination. Then the shape became clearer. A gas station, single pump, low building beside it, open sign blinking in the window. Marcus actually laughed, not because it was funny, because panic sometimes comes out like laughter. We're saved. He pulled in fast. Gravel crunched beneath the tires. The second we entered the lot, the headlights behind us disappeared. Gone, no turn, no road noise, no fading lights, just gone. We both noticed it at the same time. Marcus shut the car off. The sudden silence was crushing. We sat there breathing hard. The station looked old. Not vintage, old, like it had been standing too long. Paint peeling, rust climbing the pump, cracked windows, the fluorescent lights overhead buzzed softly. Moths slammed into them again and again. But there was something wrong. No insects made sound, no wind moved. Even the buzzing felt distant. Marcus stepped out first. I followed. The air outside was cold, much colder than it should have been. I looked at the road we came from. Nothing there, black emptiness, no taillights, no stars, just a wall of dark. Marcus lifted the pump handle. Gas started flowing immediately. No card swipe. No button pressed, just pumping. He looked at me. Do we question this? I shook my head. No, the numbers on the machine spun fast, too fast. 10 gallons, 20, 30. Our tank only held 16, but fuel kept pouring in, not spilling, not overflowing. Just disappearing into the car. Marcus dropped the handle. We stared at the total. $0, then the digits changed by themselves. Pay inside the station door creaked open. No one touched it. I said we should leave. Marcus said we needed answers. That was Marcus. Always needing to understand things that should be escaped. We went inside. The smell hit first. Dust, old grease, something rotten underneath it. The shelves were stocked. Canned food, bottled drinks, road maps, candy bars with faded wrappers, but everything was covered in a thin layer of grey dust. Like no one had touched any of it for years. At the counter sat a man reading a newspaper. Thin, tall, wearing a mechanic's uniform, his face hidden behind the paper. We approached slowly. Marcus spoke first. Hey, how much do we owe? No answer. The man slowly lowered the newspaper. My stomach dropped. There was no face, just skin. Smooth skin stretched where eyes, nose, and mouth should be. Blank, featureless, yet somehow we knew he was looking at us. Then a voice came from behind the counter, not from him. From somewhere below him, soft, wet, you already paid. Marcus grabbed my arm. We backed away. The faceless man raised one finger and pointed toward the back hallway. At the end of the hall was a door marked restrooms, then another sign beneath it. Exit, Marcus whispered. We're leaving now. We turned for the front door. It was gone, not locked, gone. Where the entrance had been was now a wall lined with dusty snack racks. I felt my chest tighten. I ran to the windows. Outside, our car was still at the pump. But the parking lot was different, much larger. Dozens of old vehicles sat there in rows, covered in dirt, rusting, some with doors open, some with headlights still on, as if people had arrived and never left. Marcus shouted for me. I turned. The faceless clerk was now standing beside him. No footsteps, no sound, just there, close enough to touch. Marcus stumbled backward. The clerk lifted a hand and pointed again toward the hallway. This time the voice came clearer from inside his chest. You can rest now. We ran. Not down the hallway, straight through the shelves, knocking them over, glass breaking, metal crashing. We smashed through a side storage door and burst outside. Cold night air hit like water. We sprinted to the car. Marcus threw it into drive. The engine roared instantly. Full tank, he floored it. Gravel sprayed behind us. As we peeled onto the highway, I looked back once. The gas station stood there alone, except now every parked car had someone sitting inside, watching us leave, still, silent. Then all their headlights turned on at once. Marcus screamed. Because one of those cars pulled out behind us, and it was the same headlights from before. Only closer now, much closer. Then I heard something from the back seat, breathing, slow, wet, right behind me. I turned slowly. Every nerve in my body screamed not to. But I turned anyway. The back seat was dark, no interior light, no shape, no person, just our bags tossed across the seat. Then I heard the breathing again, closer this time, right beside my ear. I spun forward so fast I nearly hit the dashboard. Marcus saw my face. "What did you see?" "Nothing." That word sounded worse than anything else. Nothing, because something was there. I knew it. Marcus knew it too. He kept glancing at the rearview mirror. Then suddenly he slapped it upward so he couldn't see behind us anymore. "Don't look back," he said. His voice cracked when he said it. The road stretched straight ahead. Black desert on both sides, no moon, no stars, only our headlights cutting a tunnel through darkness. And behind us, those other headlights stayed close, too close. They never swerved, never passed. Never honked, they just followed, like they were attached to us. Marcus drove faster than I'd ever seen him drive. 90, then 100, the speedometer shook, the engine whined. Still, the headlights behind us matched every move perfectly. Then the road sign appeared, green reflective metal. Lit by our beams. "Welcome to Dry Creek Population 41, Marcus shouted. "No." He slammed the brakes. The car fishtailed. We had been driving straight for 20 minutes. No turns, no exits, no circles, but somehow we were back. The same empty town, the same boarded buildings. The same porch lights glowing, the same figures standing outside every house. Watching, waiting. This time they were closer to the road. A woman stood so near I could see strands of hair blowing across her face. Except there was no wind. Marcus punched the gas. We tore through town. As we passed the diner, I looked through the front window. Every table was full. People sitting perfectly still, facing us, not eating, not moving, just staring through the glass. Then I saw something worse. At the last table near the back, Marcus, sitting alone, looking at our car, smiling. I screamed his name. The real Marcus jerked beside me. "What?" But before I could answer, the car hit something hard. A thump under the tires, then another. Marcus didn't stop. We both looked back through the rear window. Shapes lay in the road behind us, human-shaped. Slowly standing back up. The headlights behind us rolled over them without slowing down, still following, still silent. When we cleared town again, Marcus was shaking. He kept whispering, "This road is wrong, this road is wrong." Then the GPS in the back seat turned on again. Screen cracked. Wire hanging out, still glowing. The same soft female voice said, "You missed your turn." Then passenger not secured. My blood ran cold. Marcus stared at me. Very slowly, a seatbelt clicked behind us. We both froze, one clean metallic click, then another, someone buckling in. Marcus didn't breathe. Neither did I. The car suddenly smelled like wet earth and gasoline and something rotten. I felt weight shift in the back seat, as if someone leaned forward right behind me. Then a voice whispered from the darkness, calm, almost friendly, "You took my exit." Marcus screamed and swerved. The car veered off the road into dirt. We smashed through a fence and slid sideways into a ditch. Airbags exploded, glass shattered, everything went white. When I came to, the horn was blaring. Steam rose from the hood. Marcus was slumped over the wheel, bleeding from the forehead. I shook him awake. He gasped. Outside the windshield stood dozens of figures from Dry Creek, silent, surrounding the car in a circle. Men, women, children, no expressions, just watching us inside the wreck. Then the headlights appeared behind them. Brighter than ever, the crowd slowly parted. A vehicle rolled forward, still impossible to see except for the lights. It stopped a few feet from our hood. Engine silent, driver unseen. The door opened, something stepped out, tall, too tall, bent wrong at the shoulders. It walked toward us with a limp. Marcus fumbled for the door handle, jammed my side too. The thing reached the windshield, placed one hand on the glass. Long fingers, no nails, no skin color I recognized. Then it leaned close enough for us to see its face. It had none, just smooth, pale flesh. Like the clerk, like it had borrowed a human shape but forgot the details. Then from somewhere inside it came the same voice as the GPS. Soft, female, roadside assistance. The windshield cracked under its hand. Marcus roared and kicked his door open with both legs. It burst outward. We crawled out and ran into the desert. Behind us, the crowd did not chase. They simply watched. The thing did. Its footsteps were slow, patient, like it knew we couldn't outrun the dark. We ran until sunrise, collapsed beside a real highway where a truck driver found us. He said there was no town called Dry Creek anywhere nearby, no road matching our route, no gas station for 60 miles. Police found our car later that afternoon, still in the ditch, still warm. But there was no crowd, no strange vehicle, no footprints except ours. And in the back seat there was mud, fresh mud, and one extra seatbelt buckled shut. Marcus never took another road trip again. Neither did I, but once a year, usually around midnight. My phone's GPS activates by itself. No destination entered, no route selected, just one message on the screen: continue straight. If you are new here, subscribe to Tales of the Dark, where every story gives you a nightmare. And if you've ever driven on a road that felt wrong, share your story below.